up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Puppet Jelly Bean. We are back. Are we ready for the second round of building an interior settlement? So I'm going to be showing you some of the basics here. So now, first thing, like I say, first thing you always have to do is when you start up the creation kit, make sure that your DLCs or whatever you're using are checked off. Type in the name of your settlement or your house settlement slash whatever you're making. Make sure that you look under status and that it is active. Once you know and you're made sure it's active, press OK and we're ready to go. Now we're going to be dealing with layers. Now the fun part about layers is, say you do your one layer and it's lights, but you don't like the lights and you want to get rid of the lights and try something different. Well, with layers, what you can do is you can delete that layer rather than go to each light one by one and delete them. The other thing is with layers, if say you're trying to do something, but every time you go to try and click on it, which happens quite often, and it only clicks on the lights because of the format, this will enable you to hide that layer. So you're able to not only delete easier, but you're able to hide those layers so that they're not really getting in your way. So I'm going to bring this up here. So what we're going to do, we're going to create our first layer. So you're going to type in the name of your settlement slash house or whatever you be doing. And then at the end, you're going to put layer. Then you're going to press OK. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come down to the layer that you just created. And you're going to come over here and you're going to activate it. Now, if you look under the V here, if you click on the V, it hides it. So this will turn off and on. That is how you hide the different layers. So now that we have our layers, we have our settlement open, we're all ready to go, and we're anxious to build. There's two ways of getting items into your cell. This will also work for exteriors. You can either go in and type in, like, say you want a wall, and then go through all of the, until you find the right wall. Or the other way, which I like, is I come down here to World Objects, Static, and then I open up the architecture. So what you have here is all your building. So if you have in mind what you want to do, like say you want to make a settlement or a house that's all deco, or all of using the house kit or the shell. So you have all these options. So what will happen? Like say I'm going to be using deco. So by clicking on deco, all I get is deco pieces. Everything is deco pieces. So everything I want. Now, there is a third way. I am so sorry. I should have mentioned this before. Now, say you want, we click in here, we hit wall, all, and then we type in wall. Okay. So now you want something that is, excuse me here, in the BLD, all these different BLD, like wood walls and everything. An easier way to do that is up in your filter, just simply type in BLD. Of course, it takes a little while for it to go. But what this will do now is just by typing in BLD, it will only bring up the BLD parts that we need. Then if you right click, hit preview, you're able to see what you're getting. So I'm going to change my mind a little bit. I'm going to go with the shell. Now, another way you can do the shell is, again, clear your filter, come down to world data, statics, and then I come down here to the shell parts. So this is another way to get all your BLD. So I want wood. Now, this will have your floors in it. Now, the floors I love using, where are they? Right here. See, now what you'll see is wood floor. And what this wood floor is, it's only one-sided. So say you wanted to use that floor as a roof also because you're making a two-story house. If you look here at the one just below it, it says full. Now what the full piece does, this is what it gives you. Let's zoom out just a little bit. It's a little too close. And it gives you a full piece. So this underside here will become your ceiling on the first floor. So I'm going to drag that one in because I want to use the full. Now, the other thing that's going to come into play now is you're going to come up here to File, Preference. Now, this is your snap to grid. It goes up in increments of 8. So you just play around with it. Like if I leave it at 8, click off the W, right click, duplicate, and then I move it. As you can see, I kind of got a little bit of control. Now say I move it up to like say 16. Change it to 16, press apply and close. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to have a different snapping. So you can play around with that, decide what you like to do. So I'm just going to finish off the floor over here. So we're just going to make one room, and then I'm going to show you a few other tricks. I'm just going to make we'll go 4 by 4. Why not? 4 wide, 4 long. Okay. Now, if you don't want to do the dirties and you want something clean, like you want it to be clean, what you can simply do is you double click on it, come over to where it says extra. Down here at the very bottom, you'll see what is called material swap. And this is all the materials. So you can switch this to whatever you want. Say dark. It gives you dark wood. If you want it clean, you hit clean, and it'll give you clean. So I'm going to keep mine clean because, well, I hate dirt. So I'm just going to, I should have done this with the very first one before I did all the floors. You just go through them all. Oh, I should have done this one the first one. Now, one thing you have to remember is when you change the snapping point, you're going to have to keep it the same for the walls. And I will show you in just a minute after I finish doing this that I screwed up on. Clean. One more. Now, if you are looking for examples of how to do an interior settlement, take a look at my mod page. I have done 2 different types of interior settlements. I've done one where it was a cave, and then I've done one where it was a building, and each floor and each area had like vendors, and then you had your crafting, your schools, and all that, all into one building. So feel free to look at my mod page, get some ideas, maybe look around on YouTube at other players that have done interior settlements and see how that's done. So there's lots out there. Now I'm going to do the walls, still using the shelf, but I want to go down to walls. Where are my walls? Oh, where are we here? Or do I have to go? Where are the wood walls? Oh, where are they? They're not in here. I'm going to have to go the other way. I'm going to have to close this, go to all, type in wall for the type of wall I need. I want the wooden wall. So now I'm going to go down, and it's all alphabetical order. And then what I'm going to show you, there are different sizes of walls. Once I get down to the wooden, okay, so I'm just going to drag this one in, and you have that style. That is not the style I want. I want to keep going down until I get wood. still not the style. It's the fun part is you're gonna be doing this, and 90%, like I said, even with your exterior settlements, 90%. There's what I'm looking for. Now you have that size. So 90% of the time that you're working on these settlements, it's going to be trying to find things. So that's the BG. BG stands for big. Then you have this size, which is medium. PMD is for the medium size. And then we have the small size. So those are your three sizes of walls that you could use. I'm making this a room, so I'm just going to make it normal height. This is your normal height. This is if you want to make like a little vestibule or whatever. But I'm going to stick with this one here. So we're going to delete those two. So those are the three. So remember, BG is for big, MD is for medium, and SM is for small. Now it's just as simple of lining it up against your floor. Click, duplicate, and just go all the way around. Now, if you want to change up the walls, rather than go through all of this, find out the different walls, click on one wall, hold down your Alt key, and using your mouse, as you can see, you can scroll through everything. Like, look at this. Spiral staircases. This will go through almost everything as far as walls and everything go. So this is a quick way of changing the walls the way you like. So I'm just going to delete that, put my wall back in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, and I'm going to move these over here. So I'm going to highlight all of them. Right click, duplicate, W key, make sure that the blue ring is in yellow. Now there's a really nice thing about an interior settlement is if things go out of line, oh, I only did three. Okay, that's okay. I'll just get rid of that. If things go overlap like this, it won't be seen because it's hidden inside the void. So what this will allow you to do, so I'm going to take this one, I'm going to put it right back where it is. So say you don't want like a 90-degree angle corner. You want to go angle it. Press your W key and you can angle it. And then what you can do is you do bring this over, and then you can bring this over. Then you can do this. Your W key, spin it around. Turn off your W key before you try to move it. So you can do things like this. You can make angled walls in your room. So you do not have to worry about the floor or the walls or anything going out into the void because they will not be seen. So now what I'm going to do over here, I'm just going to take one of these and I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to do. Now say you want to have windows in your room, but you're afraid to do it because there's a void there. So simply what we're going to do is we're going to go down to, and what you're going to be looking for is SCK. What the SCK are your different, like your doorways, your double doorways, and then you just decide what kind of a window you want to put in. So I'm just going to go with this round one because I love the round ones. I'm going to put a couple of these in. So now you're going to wonder, you're probably saying to yourself, but you're still going to be able to see into the void. Of course you're going to see into the void. Just double check. Just swing it around. Make sure you double check everything. Bring this back over. We're going to do another window. And then we're going to do kind of a half wall. See, I have gone over into the void, but that's okay. So now what you're going to do when you're doing the windows, what you're going to be looking for now is plug. If you look right here where my mouse is, it says PULG, plug. So what we're going to look for now is we're going to look for the rounded one that we have. So we have this one here. You're going to bring this over, turn it around, and get it in that hole using your W and your E key. Now look at it from the sides. You pull it out just to double check. See, this is what happens when it's too far out. So you put it right back in, and then rather go through all that again, just come over here, duplicate, and come over here. Okay, so there we have our windows in. And you're saying, you should still see the void. Come up here, type in glass. Give it a few minutes, and it will come up. This video is going to be kind of long, but I want to make sure I cover all the bases for you to start doing your own interior stuff, deciding whether you want to do the settlement, do your research, decide whether you want a house, settlement, whatever. So what you're looking for here is the glass part. And you just right click and you choose what you want. So what we're looking for is this. This will give the illusion of having windows. You just put them in, move them down, duplicate it, bring it over here. And now you have the illusion of windows. Now, as we were putting this all together, I'm going to show you right down here in the layers tab. As you can see, it keeps count of how many pieces that we do have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in ceilings. I'm not going to use the floor, but I'm going to show you the different ceilings that are available. Because you can use whatever, you can use flat ceilings. So the advantage to actually using the floor as a ceiling, it'll give you your floor already for the second half. So, but if you're not going to do a second story, you're just going to do everything all one floor. So here's some deco. Deco Lobby has some fantastic ceiling pieces. Now, if this is too dark for you here in the preview window, simply click anywhere and then press A. So I'm going to use this as my ceiling, but I'm just going to show you a few more that are optional. Again, press your A key. And then, like I said, you can choose whatever you got. The angle pieces, straight. So you can really go crazy and just, decide what kind of a ceiling you want. So I'm going to put this ceiling in. Get it all lined up. And as you can see, when I come to do the second floor, if I want to do a different floor, I'm able to do that because this is blank. So that gives me the option of doing a different floor on every floor. Yeah, that really sounds good. Different floor on every floor. So we're just going to get this all nice and lined up. Bring it up. Bring it over. And there we have our ceiling. I'm going to bring it up just there. I want it just right there. And then it's just a simple matter of duplicating in and just filling in all of your ceiling. Make sure everything's all nice and lined up. Like I said, if it goes over, now this here, you might not like this, so you might want to move this out a little bit. Say like that. So see, you can mess around with this and just really make this really, really nice. So, but I'm going to get rid of that angle. I just wanted to show you there. Because it's messing with my mind. So I'm just going to fill this all back in. Let's finish off the ceiling, shall we? Oh, and if you press, I'm sorry, I should have told you this earlier. You're wondering how come I'm spinning all around. I'm holding down the shift key and just moving my mouse. Good thing I did that. That's not quite lined up. There we go. Hold down your shift key and just move your mouse around, and that will rotate the screen to whatever way you want so you can really make sure everything is tight. And then again, with that, if the rotation speed is too quick, again, come up to your preferences, and here's your rotations. You can adjust the rotation speed to whatever you like. I like to keep it at 25. I find it works really good for me. You might like it a little slower, or you might like it a little faster. So we're just going to fill this in. There we go. And one more. Like I said, when it's going out into the void, it's okay. Now, see, I don't, my OCD's kicking in because see how I have this half here? That's driving me crazy. So what I'm going to do, and then they're not even, what the heck? They're not even lined up properly. Good thing I noticed that. Okay, so my OCD is kicking in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all my pieces by holding down the control key and clicking with my left mouse button. Oh, I don't want the wall. Okay, so now you can just kind of just, you know, get it like, do you want it just like that? That's perfect. Okay, so that is basically how you make a room. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to our walls, and we're going to go back down to the wooden walls. Okay, and then we're going to be looking for, we're at the PM, we want the small, and then we're going to hit down here, and you're going to see a spot where it says door plug. So that's your plug. So you're going to want to bring that in so you don't forget it. Then you're going to come down here to the SCKT again. And what you're going to do is you're going to preview and you're going to look for the wall that you want. I'm going to show you right now how to join two different rooms. So then we're going to put that in there. Move this over. Oh, wait a minute. What are we doing here? Okay. That one's too far out. Just kind of button everything up. Then we're going to take our plug and put our plug in for our door. So now say you want to make a little bit of a hallway. Just take your floor, duplicate it, and just kind of boom. And make sure it's clear. So we're going to make it 2 wide. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your walls. Just bring your walls over. Bring this one over. Now you're going to bring your doorway. Now, one thing you are going to have to do now, because this is a hallway, you see how you don't see any wall behind this door. So this one that you duplicated it, duplicate it once more, bring it out just a little bit, hit your W key, rotate it. Then you can just move that into this place, and that solves that problem. Do your 2 walls, duplicate, W, spin around, and there we have our little hallway. Duplicate our plugin, and we're going to make sure it's in nice and snug. So now it's nice and snug. We're going to bring our ceiling over. Well, first what we're going to do is we're going to hold down our control key. And what we're going to do, you see this line coming up? We're going to highlight as much of this as we can. We're going to duplicate that. Press your W key. Then take your E key and just make sure your door lines up. Okay, there's our door. And there we go. So now we're going to connect the ceilings. Now the nice thing about using the W key is, the E key to move, is because I found I've had a tendency to slip off of what I wanted to move. So I find by using the E key to my advantage, what's going on here? It stops me from having that happen. Okay, what we're doing here is we're just getting everything nice and lined up with the ceiling. Okay, that's all nice and lined up. Now you can get rid of your E key at this point and just kind of manually, pick at everything, make sure everything is nice and lined up. And there we have 2 rooms now with windows and ceilings. So that is basically how you're going to do your rooms, connect your rooms. Then you're going to fart around with it like I'm going to be farting around with it because I don't like that gap. That gap drives me crazy. There, oh, wait a minute. This one here. Nope, that's okay. This one's the one that's off. There we go. So now you have your rooms. And if you want to see just exactly how dark it can get, click anywhere and then press the E key. The A key. The A key will turn the light on and off. So we're going to leave this off because now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a second layer. What we're going to be doing is we're going to click on New Layer, name of our house or settlement, and then we're doing lights. So what we're going to put in is lights, and then layer. So we're going to press OK. Then we're going to activate that one, and now we can go ahead and do our lights. Now the best way to do your lights is make sure your filter is empty. Come over to miscellaneous, come down to pack-in. Pack-in is fantastic because what it will do, it will put all the markers, everything that you need together. So if you come down here, say to lights, if you see the number 12 beside it, that means everything is there. All your triggers, everything that you absolutely need. So we're going to preview one. Now there, you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is your line. These are all the things that make the lights work. So now what you have to decide is, do you want a ceiling light? And there are different types of ceiling lights. There's that type. Now, if you see an NS beside it, that means no shadows. The light will not show any light. Now, these are the ones I use quite often, is I use the fancy lights. So I'm just going to put in a few lights to show you exactly what's going on. And as you can see, This is what I mean by packing. You see how these little light bulbs? Everything is done for you. Now this one is with shadows. Okay? So this is what I mean with shadows. Now I'm going to show you one with no shadows. Now another way to tell is there's no red light bulb. Over here you have this red light bulb. Over here you don't. So this one does not cause any shadows. Now, like I was saying with the layers, say I'm doing something, but the lights are getting in my way. I come over here to the little eyeball, they're gone. Then I can activate my build area again. Activate, and you turn them on. So this way it turns it on and off, and say I want to get rid of them altogether, delete layer. And it should go away. Sometimes it don't. But we're going to put that layer back in so I can show you more lights. Now we have, where did my layer go? Oh, there it is. Now here's some more lights that you're able to use. So the packing is really amazing. It's not only for lights, you will see set dressing and prefabs. There's quite a bit of stuff in the packing, and everything is done for you. Now the high-tech ceiling lights, here you have those ones, and these ones. These are all part of the vanilla. So we'll just drag that one in, and look at the light difference. So we're just gonna move that down just a little bit. Then we're gonna drag in this one. And this one I like because it snaps right into place. And as you notice, our light layer is going up with the amount of lights that we're putting in. And then this one here, what I use this one mainly for is like porch lights. So those are your fancy lights. Those are your hanging lights. And then you have your high-tech wall lights, which is that one there, like all kinds of different little lights. Hooded lights, like if you want to do outhouse or barn and you want the hooded light. And then, of course, you have your spotlights. The spotlights, I love using the spotlights, especially if I'm doing a sign. Just bring that up. And that is whatever direction you like. You know, you can move it around. And the ones I really like are the Institute spotlights. They're absolutely amazing. Like the wall light here, the spotlight for the wall. Turn off our W key. We'll just bring that out a bit. Bring it up. And as you can see, it casts a lot of light. And like I said, with the packing, it does all of this for you. So it's just a simple click, drag, and put in. So I know this video was kind of long. I'm trying to give you as much information as possible. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. The algorithm will love you. I'll love you. Everyone will love you. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, move your mouse a little to the right, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. And always remember, wherever the journey takes you, may the road rise up to greet you. I'm Jelly Bean, and thank you so very much for watching.